No, I'm busy tonight, actually.
Hey, gang. Welcome, everyone, to the HotPants Club podcast. With me, as always, is my esteemed colleague,
Chris.
And our even more esteemed colleague,
Yusuf, you're the great.
Yes.
If you guys watching at home could do us the big favor and click that like and subscribe
Smash
button.
that like button.
Just fucking beat the shit out of it. You made it so I can't hear myself now. You turned me down in here. There, yeah. See, oh, I love the sound of me.
Yeah, baby.
I just do. Everyone says I got a face for radio.
A face only a mother could love.
Yeah, it's a shame she's not here anymore.
She is.
Nobody loves me. Yeah, she is. That she is. So, yesterday we had Jerry on, and I think it went well. Jerry. And we heard some pretty wild stuff, I'd say. The worst part was Horner, though. What a fucking disaster of a human being.
Bro, I can't believe he wasn't aborted. Like,
he's beautiful. What are you guys talking about?
He got a good face, but...
Yeah, nothing going on between the ears there. That one. I mean...
You can hear air
have you ever
blow
seen
through
him,
his ears.
Have you ever seen him eat?
Yeah.
He eats like a monster, bro.
Yes, he does. And he doesn't slow down, and then he gets up, and as he hobbles across the room, he's like, gotta burn calories. That's what he's saying in his head. So today, we're going to talk about...
I love that David, man. He's such a hustler, bro. God bless him.
Yeah. Sell them houses, David.
Oh, no, listen, I love that guy so much. The other day... I was going through something a little bit. I was getting some negative feedback on life choices or whatever. And he just messages me. He's like, no offense, but fuck that guy. You're going to do great doing what you're going to do. I fucking hope you die soon. He bookends everything with fuck off, eat shit, and die. And that's why we love him.
Salutations.
Yeah, salutations. He does me the same way.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we're going to talk about the today in good old D.C. there. They had a hearing on UFOs for the first time in 50 years, it says. The Pentagon says unexplained reports are way up. So the government is finally getting to the point where they have to address this issue because, we have more cameras, we have more eyes everywhere, we have people willing to share experiences without fear of reprisal, because there's this ingrained fear that if you see something that's abnormal and you go to report it, that, the men in black are going to knock on your door and wipe your memory out, or skull job and Muldooney there, they're gonna show up and
You're gonna go missing.
Yeah, but that just that fear gets kind of wiped away with the more that people are reporting it. And it called it an unusual hearing. In the fact that I think that they're coming out and saying, okay, we don't know what's going on, and the government doesn't ever want to admit they don't know what's going on, but they're kind of meeting the request for public, the pressure from the public to say there's all this weird shit that we're seeing, and that's been going back all the way to
forever.
Yeah,
since the beginning of time.
Yeah, it's carved in caveman walls. It really is.
Yeah, like in Egypt and stuff too. Like
the uptick in unidentified flying objects started after 1945 because that is, what did we do for the very first time in 1945?
We won World War II.
We detonated a nuclear bomb. And when you detonate a nuclear bomb, you create a light that shines brighter than a star for a split second.
And you apparently attract aliens?
Well,
they're like, dang,
alien bait.
What's that?
Well, no, think about it. If there are intelligences that are greater than ours out
Flip
there.
Glorp, did you see that?
There's been a number of stories over the years
you
of...
fucking butt fucker. This is the portion of the program where you remain silent.
There's been a number of stories over the years of alien aircraft near nuclear sites, nuclear reactors, nuclear weapons. I think there's even reports of nuclear weapons being turned off.
Yes.
None of that's confirmed. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, who told you that and where did you hear it from? It's from the government, from the news. They're probably lying.
Yeah, no. There's really not a lot of truth coming out of that sector. But did you ever terrify yourself with the likes of Coast to Coast AM?
Oh yeah,
with Art Bell.
Yeah, or what? Saturday nights, and then it's Sunday morning. Is it Saturday morning at noon?
And
midnight?
The craziest of the crazies will hop on there.
Yeah, they'll still have stuff about ancient geometry and stuff on, right?
Yeah. Well, and they're getting a little bit more away from they kind of screen calls now, because they had loonies that would call in. There was this lady, she wrote a book called Skull and Bones, and it was about
Bush.
But yeah, and the Yale Club.
Skull and Bones
coming on coffins, baby.
Yeah, and sure, and so he
glass coffins. You want to be in the club? Get in the coffin.
Is that like a glass bottom boat ride?
Something like that.
No, I think what it is.
Okay, no. I know where you're going. Stop. So,
all right.
Anyway, this creepy guy called in on the show while the author was on a female and basically threatened her and told her to shut up, or they would find her. Whatever happened after that point. But I was listening to it as it happened. And, as a fucking paranoid delusional already. Anyway, when I hear these things, I'm like, oh, a vast conspiracy has arisen again, and they're, all of a sudden they're here and they're killing authors of books, exposing them. So I go down these rabbit holes for years, and a lot of them all end up in the same places. Aliens started the Earth. They came out with Ancient Aliens on TV, and I'm just in. I read Chariot of the Gods in high school.
Did you?
Yes.
That's surprising.
Why would that be surprising?
I didn't know you could read.
Ooh, I wish I had drums.
I have one. Wait.
Get it?
Yeah. You need to be better with your timing.
Sorry, I don't use that thing. We'll put in some good sounds.
Anyway.
Yeah. Chariots of the Gods. What's that guy's name that wrote it?
Von.
Not Carlson, the other one.
No, Von Decker?
No.
Yeah, fact check me here. It's
I'm thinking of Fingerprints of the Gods. That guy. That's the dude that wrote it. The dude. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. We need to get the guy's name. But he postulated that the human species, or Homo sapiens as we exist today. Let's see. Yeah, Eric von Daniken, whatever. I haven't retained a lot of the information from that book after high school, so thank God.
I used to get drunk on Fridays and watch Ancient Aliens all fucking day.
Oh, so I got high as balls and would watch Ancient Aliens. Like, I'm nodded out going, what did I miss? And then I come to halfway through the program, and I'm like, fuck. I think I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know that I'm part alien, and I know that I don't belong here on Earth, and they better come and fucking pick me up, like, right now.
There's sure a lot of stories around the globe of angels and descending chariots of fire and things that look and sound like spacecraft, right?
Right.
Like everywhere, like all cultures, like for millennias, like over and over and over and over and over and over again. And they bring certain things to the cultures.
They do.
Where are these things now? I want a fucking ray gun. Or a spaceship.
I'd heard
or
this
big
one
chainsaw hands or something, man. Jeez, can I get something, aliens? What's going on here?
Best we can do is a suitcase that has wheels and you can drive it in the airport.
Yeah,
that's best.
That is the pinnacle of fucking modern technology.
We're supposed to have those flying suitcase.
Here's this
cars.
GPS in your pocket.
Yeah, here's the GPS. We can make sure that you never lose your keys, but that's the best we can do.
Air tags.
Yeah, the little beeper for your fucking TV remote when you lose it. I seriously need that right now. Why? I spent a good amount of money on my TV, and I lose my remote every fucking day.
Duct tape it to a 2x4.
Now, so to play kind of devil's advocate, I mean, I do believe that there are other intelligent beings in the universe.
So Daniken and Chariot of the Gods said,
he said that we were
dumb monkeys, and then aliens came and injected DNA into it. Is that what I said? I have not read Chariots of the God, but I know who.
So let me get this straight. You guys both believe in aliens?
Yes. I don't know about us being visited or tinkered with in our past.
We're clearly the aliens. It's very obvious. If you look, it's very obvious. You can see some people on Earth are injected with alien DNA, and some people
they just
might
had sex
not be.
with their cousins.
It's pretty obvious that we're the aliens.
You're probably thinking of Alabama. That's just people that had sex with their cousins. Relax.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay, so what Chariots of the Gods basically says is that ancient technologies and wonders in the world were given to us by, ancient astronauts that visited us, and they were revered as gods. Mm-hmm. So you have to look at human understanding throughout time, right? There was a period in time where we believed in dragons, okay? Even though no proof of dragons exists, but when you dig in the ground, you find dinosaur bones. These are bigger than normal lizards' bones. So it's easy for
some would say dinosaurs aren't real.
And who would be that?
I don't know. The bones aren't bones. They
Oh, please!
It's a long story, but it goes.
You're talking about the people that say that those are planted.
That goes along with space. Space is fake. Dinosaurs aren't real, and and flat Earth all go together. None of those things I believe. I believe dinosaurs are real, but we're real.
Flat Earth people, if you are watching, please go fuck yourselves. Seriously, and this is where I'm going way off the fucking rail right now. If you believe for one fucking minute that the Earth is flat and there's some giant ice barrier that's hiding something, okay, and that every other celestial body that we can see with our bare fucking eyes is round, okay, it is a globe-shaped fucking entity in space. But we live on this flat plane where we witness and experience eclipses of the sun, of the moon, and it's simply because a round body that is a globe passes in between one and the other.
You're a round body.
You're a round body, you fucking meathead son of a bitch. What I'm getting at is that if you believe that this vast global conspiracy exists to hide something on the other side of an ice barrier, you're an idiot.
I think they believe there's another 13 continents or something beyond.
Flat Earthers, I appreciate your simplicity on worldly matters. So God bless you. You just keep on pushing that kind of intelligence into the world.
Don't co-sign that horse shit. Don't These are the same people. I'm gonna stop that.
So when I first heard of Flat Earth, it was from the rapper B.O.B.
Who?
Bob?
B.O.B.
I have no idea who that is.
He wrote that song Ray-Bans, or he might not wrote it, but he's singing it. Anyway, when you go to the Flat Earth stuff, what they want you to do is they want you to go out to the street, and then they want you to stare down the road, and they go, "Where's the curve? Where's the curve?" And then they want you to go to the edge of some water and stare out, and they want to go, "Where's the curve? Where's the curve?" And then they want to say, "Well, you could, if a ship is all the way out there and you can't see it, but you zoom in with a telescope, you can see it. Where's the curve? The curve's under the ocean? It's at the crust. It's not on. It's at the bottom. It's not at the top. It's underneath, right? Because the topical feature is going to go like this, right? It's going to go all over. But if you go down to where it, under the ocean, if you go down, then that's where it's going to curve. It's not going to curve up here. You're not going to be able to see it.
No.
You can't go look down my road and see the road curve because of the curvature of the Earth.
No, you can't because of line of sight. No human eyes can see that great a distance. Even with clear weather conditions, can you not see it? And these are people that out of sight, out of mind, they can't see it. Gravity doesn't exist, right? Gravity doesn't exist. The people still believe that that's just a fucking theory, even though that gravity has an effect on time.
Fuck you, CERN. What's going on under Antarctica there? What do you think? Aliens?
Maybe.
Aliens for sure. Secret reptile people?
Secret reptile
controlling the Earth? Is that who doesn't want Antarctica to melt?
The secret. Are you talking about the same secret reptile people that put the Clintons in power?
I'm talking about the Clintons.
It's actually the same people.
Well, what do you know? We figured it all out right here.
I've said too much. You're gonna come up missing. Clinton body count.
Ding.
So, we spiraled.
So, what about aliens, man? Do you think we're part alien, or do you think?
Yeah, Yusuf. No, let's ask. Fucking Dr. Giggles back there. What do you think?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
We're not aliens, we're humans. But what we mistake aliens for are actually jinn, who have been around on Earth since way before us. And they masquerade as ghosts, aliens, and whatever in between. Chupacabra, any of that stuff, that's usually them masquerading as things just to mess with you. Anytime you see a door open, that's them, any of that bullshit, lights flickering. And all you got to do is say, not today, baby. Leave me alone.
Has anyone in this room ever seen an alien? Or a spaceship?
I've seen some
UFO?
Weird, I've seen some weird shit that...
Were you sober?
Yeah.
I've seen, I've seen shapes in the sky that basically look like something off a Predator, where you know there's something there, but it appears as if it's like masked. I've seen those when I was a kid in the Middle East, and I think I've seen them up in the UP also.
The more you get removed from a population-dense area,
you can see items in the sky.
Yeah, but now what I always fall back to, and I think a part of this is just the way that I was raised, is like, okay, there has to be a logical explanation for it, and that our minds play tricks on us. You know what I mean? Like the Mandela effect. We see, we remember certain things collectively as a way that, they were, and that's not the case. However, if I can't explain something, if I witness something, if I catch something out of the corner of my eye, and I know, you get a feeling, right?
Your subconscious tried to make sense of that data.
When you walk into a room and there's just something about that fucking room, right?
Star of the show.
You mean like if you feel like when the hair stands up on your arms?
Yeah. And then you come to find out years later somebody fucking died in that room or whatever, but you didn't have that knowledge prior to walking in that room. I believe...
There's probably 10 things in this room right now sitting with us.
Yeah.
But it's just, you just don't worry about it.
So do you believe in aliens? You all believe in aliens?
I believe in aliens. I don't know.
I'm not
For me, I don't have the conclusive data in front of me that
Where are the aliens?
I think that there's scripture that, from my end, I think that there's scripture that refers to these really, these hungry aliens that will descend on us like a swarm of locusts, and they'll just come out from everywhere, and their sole mission is to devour. But they won't be set loose on us until the end of times. And I'm not sure if that's my correct interpretation, but if it is, then that's the only ones that I believe in, and they're just kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Do you understand the vastness of outer space?
100%.
Like, it's immeasurable to the human mind.
Infinite. Yeah,
I believe.
Trust me, I can understand the infinite. I just believe that there's different universes with different us's.
Yeah, I do too.
The multiverse.
There are parallel universes. Science is pretty clear on that data.
I believe in the parallel universe, but the only reason why I stick to my guns on that is solely because of I refer back to my scripture. There's angels, jinn, and human, and of which the only thing I know is these other things that I believe are mentioned as Juj and Majuj, Gog and Magog, and I think they may be the swarm of locusts that come towards the end of times, but that right there I'm very unclear on, so I always stick away from that argument. So I will say I'm sticking to my guns that there's no aliens, there's just these things that masquerade as...
So you're no aliens?
No aliens, sir.
There has to be.
What about the thing...
Are there foreigners?
Anything not from Earth would be alien.
100%. So if you want to look at it like that, then yes, we can refer to like how I'm saying jinn or angels as aliens because they're not human.
Okay.
So I will identify those as aliens, yes.
So there's something that's not from Earth. There's life not on Earth that...
There's life just that's not human, and it's got functionality of brain, intelligence, etc., technology, yes.
Okay. So what about you, Pete? Aliens, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, where are the aliens?
I believe that the distances required to travel from one habitable world to the next are, to us, as we see and understand physics, it's impossible unless you create a wormhole or find some way to travel faster than light.
Why couldn't they just be from Venus and Mars?
I mean, without a doubt,
Why
yeah.
can't- that's like
Mars
6
was
months
inhabitable
trip.
back in the
Because
day.
6 months trip.
one, Venus is so uninhabitable.
Yeah, like today, but
yeah.
not like. I mean, what if they weren't from the stars? What if it was just Venus and Mars? It'd be like a 6-month trip. Like you could have made it. You could have.
yeah,
You could have blasted off and like
could
touched
have,
down on
could
Earth
have.
and like built like some city or stuff.
Could have. Mars is a fucking variable wasteland, and the pressures on Venus destroyed every probe we've ever landed on the planet's surface within moments of being there.
I think Russia's landed quite a few. That we were gonna send a new rover there too. I think.
Boy, those Russians are tough.
No, they don't. They I think it was Mariner was what NASA sent, and it sent back a few images. And I know that others have sent, and they get images for an hour, maybe tops, or minutes. I don't know.
Listen to this guy. This guy's got facts in his pocket, boy.
Yeah, because I love this kind of stuff, and this is what
He's wearing the jacket to match this conversation today.
not really, but
I got this from Mars, dude.
you know what I got from Mars?
Candy bar.
A deep hatred for all of you. So there's this. I believe wholeheartedly that other life exists because I think of the vastness of space, that if life is just a mere accident and we're it, what a fucking waste to existence. On the other side of that coin, if we are some kind of divinely created creature, then what is the purpose of the rest of existence? What is the purpose of billions upon trillions of stars that are billions upon trillions of miles away? It serves no variable function or fucking purpose. And if this is a universe of purpose, right, like religion teaches us, then what is the fucking point? This guy literally told me one time, I used to work with this fucking idiot, right? He tells me, and I quote, all of outer space, all that stuff out there is just pretty stuff for us to look at. That's why God made it.
So
Really?
Do the aliens
So why
have,
did you just put us in a fucking painting, you idiot?
can they be from like another dimension, or do they have to be
Another
from
dimension.
another? Do they have to be from another galaxy, or can they be from another dimension, or could they be like
Well, if
I
you
don't.
want
I don't think if aliens
from a whole nother
if
universe?
if you guys want to stick to science, all right, and if you guys want to think about heaven and hell, think of those as different dimensions. Also,
you have to, because
don't think about it as up there and down there.
I hate to reference this as a cheesy point, but it makes sense. The last Indiana Jones movie was a pile of fucking shit. Okay, it was just pure trash. But at the end,
what's his face from
Shia
Transformers?
yeah,
Bro, I actually like that.
this is why you are going to be fucking thrown in a straitjacket and
But
put
I'll
in
tell
the
you,
bin.
because they stuck to the same kind of production, I believe, to keep it somewhat.
You know, there's another one coming, right?
Okay, I can't. No, we can't.
Yeah, they're doing it. So I really hope that you can put that movie in your back pocket, sit on it, and forget about it.
Temple of Doom.
And what the most underrated of them all. Now, he said at the end when
Isn't there aliens in that one?
spoiler alert, you know, that movie's about aliens. The aliens take off and they're fancy little doohickey. And, you know, he said, Harrison Ford says to John Hurt, well, where did they go? And he says, the space between the spaces, right? And because they're interdimensional beings, traveling the distance from habitable star system to habitable star system, you can't travel from galaxy to galaxy. I don't think. We don't have a fucking clue. I mean, we do, but like the things in between galaxies, the distances in between galaxies is unfathomable. If you had to look at it and say, I need to figure out how to get from one to the next, how in the fuck would you do that?
DMT.
The only way that my understanding of the only way to transport from
Bro, have you tried DMT?
No,
you
sir.
go into a different universe.
This is not the Joe Rogan show, so
Bro,
stop that shit.
You guys haven't done DMT. You guys should do DMT one time. I'm trying to tell you.
definitely
I'm
not.
not-
I
I'm
can't
not.
even touch a joint. You want me
Bro,
to
it
touch
only
DMT,
lasts like
bro?
5 minutes, man.
That 5 minutes gonna cost me my life.
No, it's
Yeah,
not,
it
dude.
is.
Sure
Yes,
It's
it
gonna
is.
give you like you're gonna be
Okay,
like, oh
we
my
don't
God.
we don't encourage or condone drug use on the show.
for
All
the shit talk
politicians
that
should
we
have to
talk,
do
we don't
DMT
encourage
before they get elected.
No,
For sure.
No,
For sure.
You,
have
God,
to.
you drove the train right into the fucking
Politicians
rhino's
should
butt,
have
didn't
to
I
you?
mean, look at her shirt.
Anyway,
It's a requirement
Okay.
of the job.
Real quick, let me just touch on
Assholes.
this.
Easy
My
there, Fred
understanding
Durst.
that if you do want to travel from one location to the other, let's say between this dimension, other dimension, whatever, the only way that that's feasibly possible is for you to leave your body behind,
sure.
and you know, you got to be transported just your consciousness, just because the body, the physical form, just cannot tolerate that journey. So
if you find a way to travel from, you got to get through.
Are we all on acid right now, dude? What are we talking? Where did this go?
You cannot transport matter at the speed of light. The only thing that can travel at the speed of light is the speed of light. Even traveling the speed of light would take forever to get from one distance to another.
100%.
Now, the prevailing theory has been for years is to create a wormhole where you open up a hole in space-time and you can just walk through that. I mean,
it folds space in half.
Yes. You basically take 2 points in space and make them the same place for a brief moment. Now, I am not qualified or equipped to understand how that would be possible.
Isn't that what those jerk-offs, the fucking particle accelerators and CERN are trying to do? Something like that?
No.
What are they trying to do? They're trying to
so
make
the Large
gravity.
Hadron Collider. What they're trying.
They just turned it back on, right?
Yes.
Not
that long ago, yes.
Fucking jerk-off Nazis and CERN. CERN's Nazis.
I don't know who's crazier this episode, if it's you or him.
CERN is Nazis. If anyone didn't know.
I don't want to comment on CERN because I might have a cousin that works there.
Have you ever seen their opening ceremony? They're devil worshipping Nazis.
Oh shit!
Go Google CERN opening ceremony and tell me they're not devil
worshipping. You have a factual basis behind why they are devil worshipping Nazis?
Yeah, watch their opening ceremony. They're for sure devil worshippers.
I can watch the opening ceremonies. I can watch Trump's inauguration. I can watch Biden's inauguration.
Oh, no.
I can watch George fucking
any music show.
Oh no!
Any music award?
Oh
any
no!
Of that.
Oh no! You haven't seen CERN's opening ceremony.
I don't need to.
I guess not.
I don't need to.
You want to see?
You're doing.
You want to see clear devil worshippers? Look at CERN's opening ceremony.
You know what? I was so worried about when we started the show that people were going to try to correct me in the comments. I can't wait until we.
You haven't even seen it,
and I don't need to. I don't fucking need to. You have seriously gone off the fucking deep end.
I'm telling you, we were talking about.
Did you do DMT before we started the show?
No, otherwise you can't function. You can't be like you
this
can't.
Motherfucker would be hanging upside down from the ceiling.
I'm so glad that was not a thing when I quit getting high. I really.
It only lasts for like 5 minutes.
That's why. Yeah, I was just concerned with the get you from 0 to 100 real quick. And not the 5-second shit. I mean,
yeah, well, crack does that, but anyway. So, my belief would be that if we are visited by extraterrestrial entities, that they come from another place in time.
Watch the whole thing,
and they're leaving us alone for what purpose? Okay. Like, why have they just left us alone altogether? And they just do little drive-bys. Like, what do? They stop to take a piss and then get back in their spaceship.
Well, see, and that's the other thing, right? Like we live in an era now where everyone has a fucking high-definition camera with them in their pocket at all times, and all we're still getting is shaky camera footage at best. When I was making a TikTok earlier, the fucking motion thing on my camera, while I'm shaking with my fucking overcaffeinated ass, right? It centered the picture for me, okay? It does the work for you, but yet all I get is grainy, shitty 1986 VHS camera footage of a UFO or something that's clearly edited.
If I were aliens,
unknown cells,
I would be like disguised as like a cloud or like lightning or like you wouldn't see me if I could fly my spaceship through the galaxies to Earth.
You guys want
to know
what is
real? Get picked
up
on radar and camera by the pink monkeys. And
what's that? What's that one?
That's a very good point. I'll get.
Is this one guy that's being referred? It's a myth. The tall man or
the Slender Man?
Slender Man. That's real.
That's not real.
Okay.
Isn't that like a little kid's game?
Yeah, that started with a video on YouTube. It was called Marble Hornets. And I'll give you that it's kind of neat at best for about 15 minutes. But then you go down the rabbit hole of that dumbass shit. And you realize that I can take anything on Earth and make it an urban legend. You know what? Let's start one right now.
All right.
Once upon a time, there was a zoo in Washington, D.C. All right. And at this zoo, everybody went to see the pandas, and the pandas were so cute, and they were so adorable.
There's no dolphins there, right?
There's no dolphins there, no.
Okay, thank God.
And then there was just this lonely, solitary cage. Right? Mm-hmm. and in it was this fucking ape, right? And it was a funny colored ape. It didn't have the same kind of colored hair as most apes, right? And then one day, as the groundskeepers were doing their rounds and checking on all the animals, they realized that the ape had escaped.
What color was the ape?
Well, it was a kind of a peach-colored, pink-colored ape.
A peach and pink ape.
Yep. And somehow it ended up in Bay City, Michigan as a fucking realtor.
Oh.
Ooh.
Shots fired, I guess.
Yeah. He called me a fucking talking bowl of mashed potatoes.
Does anyone want to sell a house? Call me.
Oh my God, no.
I fully believe that there are other species of sentient beings in the universe. I believe that maybe at some point in our history we were contacted by them, influenced by them. I do not believe in galactic overlords or alien oppressors.
What about Antarctic overlords?
There's obviously some fishy shit. There's a whole continent under there that we don't know anything about.
How about all this
that wasn't always there and wasn't always under the ice?
What about all these like stories of this flood like 12,000 years ago all across the
About
world?
the story of Noah?
Yeah, Noah and like
Okay,
a
so
zillion other cultures have a story of a flood about 12,000 years ago.
Okay, so
when the North Atlantic ice sheet
So
melts
you're
and all the woolly
referring to the
mammoth
life.
die.
You're referring to life before that.
I'm just saying, like, what happened with this flood? There was.
So a lot of the stories from the flood that happened in the Mediterranean area, right? All them years ago, there was this giant natural land dam bridge, and this is, I am really super paraphrasing this, but at some point in history, there was just this giant sea or natural lake in the area that somehow this land bridge or whatever gave way, and all this water washed out and flooded thousands of square miles, or hundreds, let's say. I'm going to say thousands, but anyway. So as time went on, people back then didn't have any idea of the breadth or the scope of the entire planet. They didn't know how big it was. So if you've never left Bay City and you didn't know that Bay City was not the entire universe, if all of entire Bay City flooded, all the entirety of Bay City flooded, you'd think the whole fucking world flooded, right? So these stories, they gain momentum over time, and then they're adapted as necessary to corral the masses. And I think that honestly, we are in a period between ice ages, and that when like you said, when it all melted, I mean, it didn't all just melt at once, I don't believe.
When the flood came, it did. That's how a flood happens. It floods.
Okay, so
the North America used to be covered by ice, like 2 miles of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the story when the woolly mammoths died off is some asteroids or some comet hit the North Atlantic ice sheet and melted it, like quick, like now. And like
when did it, what? I've never heard that.
You've never heard of the story of Noah?
I've heard of the story of Noah, and
I've never heard that detail though.
I've never heard about a meteor hitting the ice shelf.
Well, they say it's a comet, but it was
a comet.
Anyway, what I think happened is I think it was aliens who did it on purpose to melt the ice sheet, kill the woolly mammoths, and free up the North American continent for civilization. And what I think happened is they came down and visited all these cultures and told all these cultures there was going to be a flood, warned certain people that they needed to repopulate the earth, and then they directed the asteroids to it looks like there was 2 of them that hit the ice sheet, melted it, killed all the woolly mammoths, and freed up that land mass because that was still covered by ice, and ended that ice age early, and then came down and rebuilt in various places and like invented money and became like kings and queens and shit, and took everyone else as kind of slaves on the planet. That's what it looks like happened if you look at it. If you just look at the cultures, that's what it looks like happened. It's kind of obvious it happened.
To you in that
you guys didn't even know
odd,
that there was. You didn't even know North America
incorrectly put together fucking jigsaw puzzle brain of yours, but and again,
it's kind of obvious, guys. It's kind of
The things that are obvious to you that you assume.
it's kind of obvious.
No.
You can
You
see.
know, we're just going to go ahead and let you have.
You can see who's
you
got
have
the.
it. Good job, Chris. Good
You
job.
can see
Good job.
who's been
Good job.
bred. Who's been bred.
Who's a good boy?
You can see who bred with aliens and who can't. You can tell.
Who's a good boy?
You can look around the
Again,
world and see.
those are just cousins from Alabama.
Yes. So I'd like to resolve to say that we have a difference of opinion, clearly, from all three of us, on the severity of involvement with
My
or
belief is
existence
solely
of.
based on scripture, and I don't ever deviate from that because all of it makes sense within the realm of science.
So why is DC talking about aliens now?
It's all misdirection, and it's just,
course
same
it
thing
is.
with, of which they've been doing that to us now for a minute. They'll say, it's a magic trick. It's like, is there anything in my hand? And really, you got to worry about where they're telling you to look isn't where you're supposed to be looking.
It's not just DC. It's all the news outlets too talk about.
Yeah.
They're all interconnected. You see these where everybody's saying the same thing on each news source.
And if
and
I've
today we
learned
wanna talk
anything
about,
over the past several years, it's if all the TV channels are telling you the same thing, they're lying to you.
without a doubt. It's just the same thing as back in the Roman days when they used to have the games. They needed something to keep you sedated and just
And that's
entertained.
been that's so.
Of which now that basic way of that process has evolved now into McDonald's and NASCAR and
now they got
football and
Now they got TV, dude.
and TV.
Shit,
Like holy
your
shit.
cell phone.
Yeah, in that has been kind of the norm.
Video games and drugs is what they said.
Yes.
Video games and drugs is what they're trying to use to get you to live in the pod and eat the bugs. They want you to play video games and drugs, and then
It's such
live
an
in the pod and
intricate
eat the
design.
drugs.
You cannot
Eat the
like for
drug
me.
and
I cannot
live in the
not
pod.
appreciate it. I'm like, God damn, these mother like what a clever evil design. I cannot not appreciate it.
So that's great that you guys have these thoughts and these opinions. Okay, but the point being is that you have this awareness supposedly of these vast conspiracies that exist to sedate you into fucking compliance. What are you going to do about it?
Not a goddamn thing.
we're talking about it on the internet. That was my plan.
That evil fucking place.
That was my plan. Talk
That
about it on the
evil
internet.
place where all your
See,
dreams
he's
and
ma-
nightmares can
Get
come
some
true.
of this First Amendment.
That guy right there is a little bit more
bitches!
optimistic than me. I mean, and I'm an optimist, but I just
It's not about being an optimist or a pessimist. It's about being a realist, right? Like I
Or
understand.
a
that-
realtor. Call me if you want to sell a house.
yeah.
that's my dog.
Do you two make out before I get here?
What?
Yeah.
Who do you think airbrushes his butthole pics?
Maybe I'm jealous.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm jealous.
So anyway,
Anyway,
Realist.
You chewed a hole in your favorite
I'm a
ball.
realist because
Sorry, we're not paying attention.
there's
to
a
you.
whole lot in the way of, for example, the fucking moon landing. You say that we got there, but
For
we
sure.
never got home.
Yes.
I
don't think we right now. If we went to Mars, we could get there, but we could not get you back. We'd have
Mars,
to keep
yes.
sending-
The moon, no.
But the moon was how many years ago?
Over 40.
Right. So
I used to think we went to the moon. But
I don't
not
think we
anymore.
could get you back. So I think we went, and I think it was a suicide mission, and I think they signed up knowing it was a suicide mission because astronauts would want to just get to the moon. There was probably some ancient technology that they want to get to, record, and send back, maybe or something. But I don't think
the
we
fucking
could.
Transformers movie that was
Nah,
terrible?
I think maybe the stealth, the original F-117 stealth technology might have been
just
there. or
have a hard
something.
That
time
technology
believing that
was
we
well
left the
underway
atmosphere.
before we got to the fucking moon. It was like early 60s that was going on.
Maybe.
So, and we didn't get to the moon until 69.
This guy's got a security clearance, apparently. I fucking don't. I do know somebody who was a
Jesus
mechanic for
fucking
one
Christ.
in the first Iraq War. So when they first pulled them out to use them,
Okay, and your point?
I mean, that's when we first used them. Was
Yes.
Desert Storm.
Yes.
They've been flying around lately. They're painted like bright silver or something. They've been flying around with F-22s or
So-
F-35s or something.
Real quick, so you believe we've been to the moon and back?
Yes.
You believe they went to the moon and never came back?
Yeah. We probably sent back some technology, though.
Well, we've been to the moon several times.
How many exactly? And what is
I
their
believe there were
justification
five,
for why
like
we
five,
haven't
6 or
visited
7.
it since then?
Cost and public interest?
Cost and public interest, but it's
So-
okay to hang out in outer space?
Yeah, because we can further. It's less putting something into low Earth orbit and letting it sustain itself with resupply on occasion is much more cost effective than sending people some 280,000 miles.
We need a moon base.
Yeah, I saw Matt Damon live off of shit and potatoes on Mars, bro.
Need a moon
Right,
base.
but see,
Dr. Evil has one.
Here's all the logistics of getting somebody to Mars. You have to send a pre-supply
big
missions.
fucking rocket.
You have to send pre-supply missions.
That's
to
what I
get
said
them
too. Just send liquid water right now. Like
You've got to send. You've got to
just
send water.
in case you need it.
You've got to send the way. I mean, there's water there. There's ice caps. We can.
Yeah,
melt
but
those.
I mean, what if you can't get to it, bro? I need a tank of water there just in case I need
so
some
you have
water.
to
I
send
ain't going
habitats ahead of time. You have to send.
It's nice to send
ways
robots to set shit up.
It is my understanding that they lost the technology to get to the moon.
That's the story.
That's the story.
Well, no,
Why would anybody
so,
wanna say
okay,
that?
well,
How dumb
no.
does that
It's not
sound?
that they didn't lose it. In order for Congress to give them the money to build the space shuttle, they had to destroy all the plans for the Saturn V rocket.
That is the dumbest
Because
shit
the
I ever
Saturn
heard in my
V
life.
rocket did not. They were all the work that they were doing to get to the moon prior to. They kept blowing shit up.
Did you know the planetarium?
When Werner von Braun made the Saturn V rocket, not by himself, but with his team of engineers, they created one of the best delivery vehicles to outer space. There were no casualties as a result of the Saturn V rocket. None whatsoever.
Did you know the planetarium's orange dome downtown is the engine of a Saturn V rocket?
Yes.
That's
Really?
It's to scale one of the engines. Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's why it's.
That's an amazing fact. I never knew that.
so. The reason that they wanted to build the STS, the shuttle, right?
Yeah, we got a new moon rocket. Artemis is testing with
Okay, completely off from
Boeing
what I was saying.
Starliner. No, I'm not talking about your
No, he wanted to. He says we lost the technology to get to the moon. We didn't.
They said they did.
We willingly.
Oh.
Who said?
NASA. Said that.
NASA said that we do not possess that technology anymore. Like, what did you do? Did your dog eat
They
up
didn't
that?
say that they lost it. They willingly destroyed it.
I didn't hear that part.
How does that? Why? What?
Because
What is it? Iron Man destroying all of his Iron Man suits?
okay, so you want our enemies to have the abilities to do these things, right? Because at this time, this is still Cold War era. This is late 70s, early 80s.
It's still Cold War era.
That
here we
is. That is. Do you?
That's why we're losing.
No, I mean, does it make
Fucking
sense
idiots.
today? No, it doesn't. But then it did. And Congress would not approve funds to create the space shuttle, which
If that
was
were the
going to be
case-
the whole point of the space shuttle was, and I could be wrong on this part, was to begin developing craft to be able to traverse the fucking cosmos. It was going to be a jumping point, and it was moving forward until Challenger happened in '86.
I thought it was for reusability. But
If-
shuttles
Yes.
If the
sucked.
case
It was
behind-
dangerous as hell.
Yes, it
your
was. It was
case,
a faulty
if,
design.
If they said let's destroy this technology because we can't allow the other side to get it, then if that were true, then they would have killed off everybody involved in it just to seal the deal.
No, they didn't.
I would do that.
Would you?
I would kill everybody. It's like imagine the guy
Well,
that
thank God you're not in charge of it.
Imagine, so like for instance, you're a cartel, right? Imagine you're in a cartel and you have some architect build you the escape hatch. After he builds you that escape hatch, what are you going to do? You're going to kill him, right?
I guess I'm not a cartel person.
I'm just saying, if I have you build me something and I don't, and I don't want that to fall back into anybody else's hands, I'm going to make sure that nobody else can get what I have.
Usually when it's top secret stuff, everything's so compartmentalized and then on need to know basis that like one person can't like blow like a whole like mission or like the last time we did something like that was like D-Day. And now when something happens that's like a huge deal, it's so compartmentalized and it's on need to know basis. Like I said, I knew a guy that was a mechanic for the F-117s in Desert Storm, and he was loading whatever thing they use to load munitions into the bottom. There's another vehicle that has that same schematic underneath it, and he did that for years. And then when they brought them out for Desert Storm, they were just like, oh, by the way, you've been training this whole time for 2 years or whatever on this. You can still do that on this. And then they rolled out the F-117, and he knew exactly what to do to it. And he knew how to load munitions into it because he had been doing it on a different vehicle that had the same loading structures. So that's like just a way that they keep things under wraps. But I mean, you can kill people too, Yusuf. You know what I'm saying? Click body count,
Jesus
holler at
Christ.
your boys.
See, the whole thing is, we do have Artemis coming. They're gonna, I believe, do.
Shout out to Boeing and Starliner.
They're gonna orbit the moon, non-manned mission, then manned mission orbit, and then we're gonna put foot on the moon. What, in like 5 years, something like that?
I don't know.
3, 4, 5, 6 years.
NASA's working on NASA has a human vehicle called Orion, and then Boeing has a human vehicle called Starliner, and Falcon has Dragon. SpaceX has Dragon. So those all transport humans. So we're going to have to transport humans, and then they need a lander. And I believe Blue Origin and NASA and maybe someone else are working on some kind of landing vehicle.
I don't know who else is working on it.
I don't know. I know Bezos was pissed because he didn't get the contract and was working on it.
Fuck that goddamn. Anyway, so we're running to the end of
4 more minutes if you guys got it.
Yeah, I got 4 more minutes, but what I'm saying is we're running to the end of the point here, which per every episode, I don't fucking have an idea what it was.
That was the plan, was not to have a plan.
So, but closing thoughts would be, on my end, aliens may exist. I can't say definitively. We did go to the moon. Sometimes you impress me with the things that you know that you're interested in, and other times you absolutely annoy the shit out of me with how fucking silly
he's
you are.
hyper intelligent.
No, you are one of the smartest persons I've ever met, and that pains me to say that because you're a fucking jerk. And then
he just knows too much. I gotta kill him.
I know. I think
his guns are too big.
If I die under mysterious circumstances, it was Yusuf.
It sure was.
Yeah, but there might be 2 people that give a shit, maybe 2 or 3.
So yes to aliens. Yes to aliens, but you don't call them aliens because
they're just not human.
And you call them, so they're not.
I'm just calling them foreigners.
I think Venus and Mars used to be inhabited. There was a big war. They melted the ice sheet, and then they came down and breeded with some of the Earthlings and
Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals and stuff like that.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
DC's been talking about these UFOs for like a year now, right? They've been talking about it, and they've released video, right? The Department of Defense, Pentagon's been like released video, and they're like,
we don't. Oh yeah,
hey guys, by the way, confirmed UFOs, aliens, and
they slipped that in during fucking
COVID and shit,
the beginning of the lockdowns and stuff to distract us from what. So either this is all a smoke show, and they're distracting us from something else, or they're preparing us for the eventuality that they're going to have to reveal.
Yeah, do you think there might be like aliens like incoming and they know it and they're like, dude, what are we going to do when they get here? Like, we got to tell them ahead of time. No, they're going to freak out and use their credit cards and then not pay it back. Like, you know what I mean?
Top of the list. Right? I want to get paid before I die.
Maybe. I mean, I honestly believe that if there was some sort of impending, global changing event coming, like an asteroid or aliens arriving, that if you just
be the purge,
might
be the purge, might be everybody might get real religious real quick.
I'm coming for your butthole.
Oh my god! What about that? Remember that thing that came from what was it called? A woo-ah or some shit. The thing that came from an inner. No, you didn't hear about that thing.
What thing?
The interstellar fucking object that flew through our solar system, went right around our sun, and then zipped back out. And it was funny when after that thing happened, there was a bunch of news stories about big windows everywhere.
It's probably an angel.
Maybe it was a warning shot. Maybe it was a flyby. Maybe it was a flyby.
You don't know what you believe in, right, Pete? You're just not sure. You don't have any.
I'm not a religious person.
Okay.
So,
but that guy is.
What?
You religious?
I am a Christian.
You're a Christian? Do you
see that.
Do you believe in Christianity?
Yes.
You think you can have 1 foot in and 1 foot out?
I have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and He is my Savior.
Do they refer to anything about these aliens?
Well, if God's not from Earth, God's home is in heaven, so God would be considered an alien by the definition of our alien.
So then kind of sounds like my definition of aliens.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, God's not from Earth.
I just want to get the basics of how you justify things. Like where's your base of which
I think that
I don't know how to put it into words, but it shows me a lot of your thinking.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Wilson, you're going to see this tonight. You're messaging me right now. I can't help you. You're going to have to figure this out yourself. Jeremy will probably post a meme for you. I'm sorry, who's Jeremy? Jerry will probably post a meme for you, but I'll clean it up later. I'm busy. So, that being said, Duck Lips, O'Houlihan over here, and the crazy angel guy back there, I am Pete, and I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. On that note, everyone have a great weekend.
All right, you aliens. See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
No, I'm busy tonight, actually.